Hi, in this session we will discuss about measurement of power in three-phase circuit using 2 wattmeter method for star connected and for delta connected system, and also we will discuss about some problems based on this. We can measure the power for a three-phase circuit either by using line parameters or by phase parameters or by also using 2 wattmeter method. So using phase parameters, the power can be measured using P is equal to 3 times Vp Ip into cos phi, and using line parameters we can measure the power using root 3 times VL IL into cos phi. Now let us see how we can measure the power using 2 wattmeter method. First, let us consider the star connected system. So we are taking both load and supply as a balanced type, and so this is what the system looks like. The star connected, the 3 coils are in the form of a star. So that is one terminal, that is similar terminal of each coils are connected to the reference common point. We call that point as a neutral, so which we have indicated here with N, and the other coils are given to other terminals of each coils are given to the lines. And here, so we have taken 2 wattmeters W1 and W2. We can notice each wattmeter has the current coil and then voltage coil. So this whatever we have indicated with an inductive symbol, this is a current coil, and the resistor one, this is an voltage or a potential coil. So M stands for main, C is common, V is voltage, and L stands for line here. So the current coil of each wattmeters are given to the 2 terminals of the star connected system, and the other terminal of the current coils we can connect to the loads here. Okay, so here for W1 wattmeter, the current coil means is given to R terminal, and similarly the other wattmeter current coil is given to B terminal, and the other rest two terminals of the current coils will be given to the load. And here the voltage coils are given to the line for which the wattmeters are not been connected. Okay, so here Y we have not connected any wattmeters to the line Y. So only for R and B the 2 wattmeters are being connected. So now just let us see the different parameters. The voltage across each of the phase, that is R, B and Y, we call it as VR, VY and then VB. So VR is the phase voltage for phase R, or between the line R and the neutral. VY is the phase voltage for phase Y, or between the line Y and neutral. VB is the phase voltage between line B and neutral or across the phase B. So here VR, VB and VY represent, IR, IB and IY represents the line currents and also the phase currents. Because in star there is no branching, each phases are separately connected, so the line currents is equals to the phase currents here. So IR, IY and then IB represents the line currents. So we can observe, and the line voltages are the voltage between 2 lines. Here considering the line R and Y, we call the line voltage VRY. So between line R and Y, the line voltage is VRY. Between line Y and B, line voltage is VYB. Between line R and B, the line voltage is VBR. Okay, so now before moving to the actual derivation, let us first write the phasor diagram. So we can take the phasor diagram by considering the phase voltages first. So phase voltages should be in such a way that there should be an 120 degree displacement with respect to the phase. So here VR, Vy and Vb are the phase voltages. Let us consider the phase sequence as R, Y and B. So here, so let us consider the VR voltage along x-axis, assuming its phase value as 0, and Vy lags VR with 120 degree, and Vb lags Vy with 120 degree. So let me just highlight that here. VR Vy and Vb. Vy. Okay, so there should be from here to here, the phase shift is 120 degree. Okay, so we can extend this towards other side in order to complete the phasor diagram. So that is Vy, other side we have extended it and it becomes minus Vy. Okay, and we know that the line voltage is the vector difference between the two corresponding phase voltages. So let us consider the line voltage Vry. So Vry is it can be written as Vr minus Vy, the vector difference of Vr minus Vy. Therefore Vr minus Vy, it's the resultant vector of Vr and minus Vy is nothing but Vry. So we have written the vector diagram like this way. Similarly, considering the other line, that is Vyb, other line voltage Vyb, this is the vector difference between Vb and Vy. So Vb minus Vy is the resultant, the resultant of Vb minus Vy is Vby. Okay, and also here the load we have, load type we have assumed as inductive type. So for the inductive element, the relationship between voltage and current is current lags voltage by an angle phi, or voltage leads the current by an angle phi. So accordingly, let us write the phase current. Let me just highlight even that. So the phase current here, compared to the phase voltage Vr and the phase current IR lags Vr by phi. So we can just show Vr and IR, that is this portion. Here IR lags Vr by an angle of phi. Okay, right. Now similarly, so we can also see the other phase voltage and phase currents, that is considering the phase voltage Vy and Iy lags Vy with an angle phi. So you can just show for the phase voltage Vb, Ib lags Vb with an angle phi. So that means if Vr voltage is 0, then Vr phase is 0 degree, then IR phase angle should be the negative value. So we have shown IR downwards. acting downward, and compared to Vy and then Iy, so we have shown the phase angle for Iy less than phase angle for Vy, and similarly Vb and Ib, phase angle for Ib is less than phase angle for Vb. So this is how we will write the phasor diagram. Okay, now let us see what value the W1 wattmeter reads and what value the W2 wattmeter reads. Now we know that the power expression is current voltage into the angle between voltage and current. So the current measured by the wattmeter W1 is, from the current coil, it is IR, and the voltage measured by the voltage coil, here we can see voltage coil is connected between the two lines. Which lines it is being connected? Between R and Y. So consider this, we can just highlight. So this voltage coil, so it is connected between R and between this line and this line. So voltage is VRY and current is IR. I repeat, the first wattmeter W1 reads the current IR and the voltage VRY. Okay, now, and what is the angle between IR and VRY? So we can measure it from this phasor diagram. Angle between IR and VRY. So we know that between each phase voltages, the phase shift is 120 degree, and here, that is from VR to Vy it is 120, and here from VR to minus Vy it is 60 degree. So between VR and VRY it is 30. So we need the phase angle between IR and VRY. So the phase angle between IR and between this and this, it is 30 plus 5, 30 plus 5. I repeat, the phase angle between VRY and IR, it is 30 plus 5, 30 plus 5. Okay, so I repeat. So from the first wattmeter, the current measured is IR and the voltage measured is VRY, because voltage coil is connected between line R and Y. And the angle between VRY and IR is 30 plus 5. So therefore, the power from the wattmeter 1 is nothing but IR VRY into cos of 30 plus 5. Similarly, the second wattmeter. So let us see. Second wattmeter here. So W2, it measures the current IB, and here you can see the voltage coil is connected between line B and Y. So the voltage is VYB and the current is IB. And what is the angle between IB and VYB? IB and VYB, so that is this and this, we can measure, see from this phasor diagram. So you just see here, we need the angle between, so this to this, IB and VYB. So from here to here, the phase angle is 30. That is from VB to VBY, phase angle is 30. And from VB to IB, phase angle is 5. So what is the phase angle at this particular point? It is 30 minus 5. So it is equals to 30 minus 5. I repeat, the phase angle between IB and VBY we need. Between VBY and VB, the phase angle is 30 degree. From here to here 30 and from here to here 30. Totally it is 60 degree. Okay. So and from here to here VB to IB it is 5. So but then the angle between IB and VBY is 30 minus 5. So it is 30 minus 5. Therefore, W2 wattmeter readings are the current IB, voltage VYB, and the angle is 30 minus 5. So we can just note here current IB, potential difference is VYB, and the phase angle is 30 minus 5. Therefore, power measured from the second wattmeter W2, that is P2, is VB Y IB cos of 30 minus 5. So, but for the load we have taken as balanced type. Therefore, the voltages VRY is equal to VBY, and which is equals to the line voltage VL. Similarly, the currents magnitudes are same. Therefore, IR is equal to IB is equal to, let us call them as the line current IL. So, hence, the power P1 can be expressed as IL VL cos of 30 plus 5, and P2 can be expressed as IL VL into cos of 30 minus 5. So, these are the power, individual powers measured by the two wattmeters. Now, in order to find, let us add P1 and P2. So, the total power P1 and P2, P1 plus P2. So, let us substitute the value of P1 and P2 here. P1 is IL VL into cos of 30 plus 5, and P2 is IL VL into cos of 30 minus 5. So, let us simplify cos of 30 plus 5 as cos of A plus B, and cos of 30 minus 5 as cos of A minus B. So, the trigonometric function cos of A plus B is cos A cos B minus sin A sin B, and similarly the trigonometric function cos of A minus B can be expressed as cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. So, accordingly we have just written this expression. Here the sin terms gets eliminated from this whole expression. So, only the cos terms becomes 2 times of cos 30 into cos 5. So, cos 30 can be expressed as root 3 by 2. So, 2 gets cancels here, and the remaining terms are root 3 IL VL into cos of 5. Hence, by looking into this expression, so we can see that, so this expression looks like the expression for the power which we derived for the line parameters. So, hence we can conclude the 2 wattmeters are sufficient to measure the power in 3-phase balanced circuits. Okay. Now, let us continue our discussion for the delta connected system. So, here also we assume that the load and the supply as a balanced type, and here the coils are connected in the form of delta, that is, it should form a closed loop, or assuming the each coils having the starting and finishing terminal, that is the finishing terminal of each coil is given to the starting terminal of the other coil. In this way, the coils are connected so that it makes a closed path. Again here the 2 wattmeters we have taken and we have connected to the 2 lines, and 1 line we have just kept as not given to any wattmeters. Similar to the previous time, here also the current coil of each wattmeter is given to the 2 lines. We have taken to line R and line B, and the voltage coil of each wattmeters are given to the third coil, for which the wattmeters are not been connected. So here for Y we are not given the wattmeters, so the voltage coils are given to the line Y. So here also we can write the phasor diagrams. Here first we will write the phasor diagram for the phase currents, that is IR, IY and then IB. So having 120-degree phase shift, and then we can just write the line current, which is the resultant of the 2 corresponding phase currents. So here the line current IL, so is the vector difference between IR and then IB. Similarly, the line current, so the other line currents can be taken as the vector difference between the 2 corresponding phase currents. So again, assuming the if the coils which we are using for the load as an inductive type here, so the current lags voltage by an angle of phi. So here assuming or we can also say the voltage leads current by an angle phi. So we can write the vector for the phase voltages. Here the phase voltages are ER, EY and then EB. So the angle between ER and IR is phi. So here we can say voltage ER leads the current IR by an angle phi. Similarly, the voltage EY leads the current IY by an angle phi. And the voltage EB leads the current IB with an angle phi. Okay. Now, so let us just look into the first wattmeter. So this wattmeter, the current measured by this wattmeter is IL1, or you can also call it as IR. And the voltage measured by the first wattmeter is VRY, and similarly the voltage measured by the second wattmeter is VYB, and the current measured by the second wattmeter is IL. So using this and the phase angle between IL1 and that is IR and VRY, IR and VRY is 30 plus phi. Similarly, the angle between IL3 and EY is 30 minus phi. So we can just take the power measured by the first wattmeter P1 as IL1 VRY and cos 30 plus phi. Similarly, for the second wattmeter P2 is IL3 VBY into cos of 30 minus phi. Total power is P1 plus P2, and again using the same trigonometric function we can find the power. Power is root 3 VLIL into cos phi. Here also we can conclude that 2 wattmeters are sufficient to measure the 3-phase power. Now let us take the problems. The power flowing in a 3-phase 3-wire balanced load system is measured by 2 wattmeter method. The reading in wattmeter A is 750 watt and wattmeter B is 1500. What is the power factor of the cos phi? So here The 2 wattmeter readings they have given, W1 as 1500, W2 as 750 watt, and the phase angle is, we can measure tan phi is equal to root 3 times W1 minus W2 divided by W1 plus W2. So substitute the value of W1 and W2 here. So we can calculate the phi as tan inverse of whatever the value we get, the fractional part. Here it is 0.577, so which is nothing but 30 degree. So power factor is cos of phi. Phi value is 30, we have calculated. Cos of 30 is 0.866. Similarly, let us take another problem. A three-phase load consists of the three equal impedances connected in a delta across balanced 400 supply, takes a line current of 10 amps and a power of 0.7 lagging. Calculate from the first principle the phase current, total power, the total reactive kVA if the three loads were connected in star. What would be the phase current and the total power? So first they are saying the load is connected in delta. We have to find the phase current and the total power, and the same thing should be repeated for the star connected. So for the delta connected system, we know that the relationship between phase and the line parameters, that is VL is equal to VP, and for the delta connected system, yes, VL is equal to VP and IL is root 3 times IP. Okay, so that is voltages are same, but IL and IP is IL is root 3 times IP. So using that, VL can be taken as, they have given the value of VL as 400 and IL as 10 amps. Now we can find the phase current IP as IL by root 3, which is 5.77 amps, and the total power is root 3 VLIL cos phi. Substitute the value of VLIL. Power factor they have given it as 0.7. So substitute that, you will get the power value as 4850 watt. Power factor is cos phi. So phi they have given as 0.7. So the reactive power is nothing but root 3 VLIL into sin phi, and then active power is root 3 VLIL into cos phi. So let us find sin phi first. Sin phi, we know that square root of 1 minus cos square phi. So by using that, we can find the reactive component value as 4.947 kVA. So for the star connected system, here the voltage VL is equal to root 3 times VP. And IL is equal to IP. So therefore V phase can be calculated as VL by root 3. I repeat, VL is root 3 times VP. Therefore VP is VL by root 3. So from this we can calculate the VP as 231 volts, and so IL is different here. Therefore let us first find the ZPH as VPH by IPH, and IPH is VPH by ZPH. So total power based on these two values, we can calculate it as 1617 watt. That's it. Thank you.